ArchiAid is actually the network of over 290 architects in Japan to help the reconstruction of East Japan area destroyed by the earthquake and tsunami. And it's just started actually 2 days after the disaster. It just started as a kind of email exchange among these people. And in Japan, actually, the architects, especially in my generation, are well connected. ArchiAid has 3 objectives. One is to be the platform to connect the people who need help for the reconstruction and the people who has expertise to help. And the second one is to help the reconstruction and revitalization of the architectural education in Eastern Japan area. But the third one is also important, to provide the information about the reconstruction plan and even the evaluation if it's possible. Because it's very important to actually tell everybody what's going on and what's good about it or what's bad about it, to really encourage the sort of a discussion. And that's what's missing. So that network really worked to sort of start the discussion about how architects can contribute to this incredibly sort of huge disaster. We are involved in Sendai and also the community called Shichigahama area, and then we are involved with the Oshika Peninsula, including, of course, city of Ishinomaki, and those are the areas really devastated. Kesenuma area and Ogatsu area, Kamaishi, Minami Sanriku. Most important thing is to provide the hope to the people who really lost their hope toward the future. And of course, there's a many ways. For instance, if providing new job is one way, or providing some interesting community activities other way, but also providing the future home, future sort of community, and the vision of the town that you will live. Right now, I think the many activity towards the reconstruction is very much so segmented. And it lacks the larger vision about the future of East Japan. And I think it's very important to influence such a large future vision and create such things so that everybody can kind of share. I think it's very important to actually work with the local government. At the end, the reconstruction process is heavily related politics and economy, and as well as also that, of course, that the local sort of community, politics too. Professor Onoda, who is leading this Oshika Peninsula workshop together with Professor Fukuya and Professor Motoe, is really involved with the master plan of city of Ishinomaki. And the idea was actually to send out many sort of architects and universities to each community in the city of Ishinomaki. Then they went into the site and they collaborated with the local residents. And then they tried to picturize their future vision with their expertise. And then those proposed sort of master plan was combined on our platform and then proposed to the city of Ishinomaki. And then they decided to integrate it into their master plan. And that's a really, really good way because it's a kind of bottom up. And also the ArchiAid acted as a medium to connect a small sort of a local community. When we actually sent a group of students to Oshika Peninsula, and there's a sort of series of small villages representing each fisherman villages, and they are not necessarily collaborate each other because they are in a rivalry relationship for the fishing. But those group of students from Tokyo Institute of Technology, led by Tsukamoto-san, actually succeeded to tie them together and then put the proposal together. And that was sort of included in a master plan by the Ishinomaki. And that's something I was surprised because it never happened before. Professor Onoda organized this competition for the Shichigahama. That's a town near Sendai. And the first competition was for the kindergarten, and the second one was a junior high school. And we could select a really nice scheme by young architects. And it was also surprising because one, it's a really beautiful collaboration between the public entity and ArchiAid. And also, it's a very clear case that how ArchiAid can help, right? Because the construction costs will be actually paid by the government. But what's missing was the expertise and the manpower to put the competition briefing and a competition program and also competition itself together. That's where we actually provided the support. So we provided the judges, we provided the program, and also all the briefing to make sort of competition towards better building. Otherwise, they had to just build a standardized building, which is not really for the future. I heard that the Singapore government decided to support this kindergarten construction project. The way we are involved is very bottom-up and a very local level. And there's a much bigger plan, a bigger forces coming also from the top. And then sometimes it's very difficult to collaborate with those forces. Because again, we are a very small entity, and the only good thing about us is we collaborate with the local residents and with a goodwill and also with expertise. So how we can actually connect this sort of top-down sort of group or a movement with sort of bottom-up movement we are really doing, and then make a best result out of it instead of sort of conflict. We'd like to have a synergy. We'd like to influence the much larger plan by reflecting all these kind of information or ideas we got through the communication with the local residents. And that's the biggest challenge. This reconstruction will take a longer time, 10 years at least. But also, as I said, this issue of this area didn't start by the earthquake. It's accelerated by the earthquake, but it was there already. So that means ArchiAid probably will be there as long as this community is in this condition, and also probably will evolve to help this sort of plan, helping the future of this East Japan beyond the disaster. We'll be there for a long time, and we'll be there as long as we are needed.